Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to Monster Tamer News, the segment on this channel where we go over the past week's developments in the monster taming genre. This week we've got some interesting developments, including DokeV news, kinda. We've got a new Palworld trailer dropping in an hour as of the time of this video going live. We've got a new monster taming game being developed by yet another YouTuber, and more. So as per the usual, sit back, relax, and let's dive in. Okay, so as you may or may not already know, the Palworld developers announced last week that there will be a brand new trailer coming today at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, which, as of the time of this video is going live, is less than an hour from now. I mentioned in last week's news segment that I have heavy suspicion that this is going to be something to do with the release date, solely based on the fact that the game is supposed to be releasing next month and we have not received an exact date. Given the aggressive marketing that's been going on lately with all of the PAL decks, which you're seeing on screen right now, the newest one, the various other trailers, the Q&As, and more, I definitely think that this is the prime time to be releasing this sort of information, especially since the Pokemon DLC launched a few days ago and most casual fans are probably just finishing with it and still have Pokemon on the mind. I am really excited for this either way, and we'll have a reaction video out for you tomorrow, so if you don't get a chance to watch the trailer when it does pop, don't worry, because I will have a news update / sit down going over it tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern. Some pretty exciting Cassette Beast news this week, that being the fact that the multiplayer update has been confirmed for Q1 of 2024. Now, the developers did state that they were trying to get this out by the end of the year. However, they need a little more time, which I'm totally fine with. This month's been pretty crazy on my end, covering all the Dragon Quest Monsters stuff extensively. And then, as you guys probably know if you've been following the channel for a while, towards the last week of the year, I like to put out a lot of content sort of looking back and looking forward with regards to the genre. And given that a lot of people will be busy during the holidays, I think that I can safely say that most people are fine with this. They did also showcase some of the multiplayer functionality, which you can see on screen, and it also turns out that they were featured as one of the top 10 British games of the year, which is pretty hype. Definitely check out this game if you haven't, it's awesome. Okay, so we got sort of a news update for DokeV, which if you don't remember this game, I don't even blame you, because the last time we got any sort of update for it was in 2021, and I mean, the trailers really did get a ton of hype. I'm talking millions of views, and I've been checking their Twitter every single week since then for news, and this wasn't even present on their Twitter page, which has been dead, by the way, but instead you guys in the News for Ed channel on our Discord server managed to find an article discussing Pearl Abyss, aka the developers, and their upcoming project Crimson Desert and what that means for DokeV. So first of all, their upcoming project, which is not DokeV, again, Crimson Desert, has been delayed, and they're primarily focusing on that. That being said, and special thanks to Barry and Moskiti in my Discord server, again, for bringing this to my attention, but Pearl Abyss stated that they're currently focusing on Crimson Desert. However, once that's done, DokeV may be released sooner than expected. You guys can take with that what you will, and I might be putting out a video in the next couple of days reading through the article. It is in Japanese, so I'll have to sort of translate it, and then we can sort of expand and talk about it and stuff like that. Stay tuned. Okay, so, and special thanks to Nazir for bringing this to my attention, but the YouTuber Subjectively recently put out a video announcing that they're working on a monster taming game, which is currently dubbed Project Enigmorph. The title, from what I understand, will take inspiration from Pokemon Legends Arceus and will have some unique aspects to it, like cyclical evolution paths where the monsters sort of change into their other forms rather than having a strict linear tree. Types will get expanded through this, like a plant type could become an acid type or something like that, and it does look like it has some interesting aspects to it. I'll leave the original video linked below. That being said, the game is being developed from, I quote, a top-down perspective, as a developer put it, meaning that they're going to be focusing on art and design, then creating gameplay from that. I will personally say that I've covered a lot of games that have started out as art-only monster taming projects for them not really to end up bridging the gap between art and game development, and either to remain in stasis or get canceled. So generally when I see that a project is only starting out with art, it does worry me a little bit, but I'm definitely open to seeing where this project goes. This person does have a YouTube channel that they kind of announced this on, so they do have a reputation to uphold and stuff like that. I doubt they would just say they're making a game and then not make it. And this is another example of a YouTuber who covers hypothetical Pokemon regions and stuff like that becoming a game developer. We've seen this with Mr. Buddy and Hoops and Hip Hop, and I think that this is a sort of logical step for someone who's creating hypothetical content about games that could exist. Either way, I'll keep you guys updated for further developments. Looks pretty interesting. Okay, next up we got the rapid fire news for the updates that don't require a lengthy explanation. First of all, Moonstone Island's update that we mentioned last week is now live. This includes 5 new spirits, randomized dungeons, and more. Kaitomon has announced announced that the game will be entering early access next year. Not much else is known, but if I recall, this is the first time they've announced early access at all, and that 2024 will be that launch. We've got confirmation that Familiars.io's Steam launch will be delayed until January 13th. The final Kindred Fates newsletter for the year launched with no beta being mentioned, so I'm assuming that it's delayed from 2023 to 2024, though as of the time of this video going live, there hasn't been an official statement specifically regarding it. The devs did basically say in their newsletter that they're going to take a break and they'll see us next year, so honestly it's anyone's guess at this point. The Coromon devs announced that they got a publisher and will be doing a Kickstarter Q1 of next year. We got a new sprite for Digimon Dawn and Dusk 2, a new gremlin for Gremlin's Tale, a new combat clip for Mithrin, and finally, last but not least, a new monster showcase for Mythcaller the Nightmare Shaman. And there we go, guys. Another week comes to a close, and we had a ton of interesting news for sure. I'm definitely excited to see if we get any DokeV developments next year, and all in all, I'm really excited to see when Palworld launches. Other than that, I just wanted to say again, extra special thanks to everyone in my Discord server for their contributions. I definitely would have missed that DokeV news and the subjectively announcement if not for them. That being said, if you do want to stay up to date on all things monster taming, definitely subscribe to the channel for daily monster taming videos. You can check out my Twitter, Discord, Patreon, and channel memberships linked below. And special thanks to our supporters, especially Jim Hamilton, Dro Ghost, Candy Morency, and Tragsoft, and I'll see you next time. Peace.